of inspiration and encouragement, a melody of memories that will forever resonate within our hearts. We extend our deepest thanks and gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister for gracing this hall with his presence and infusing us with his radiant spirit. प्रधानमंत्री जी द्वारा परीक्षा पे चर्चा ने हमारे जैसे करोड़ों बच्चों की बेचैनी, घबराहट एवं हार मानने की प्रवृत्ति को उत्साह, उमंग एवं सफलता की ललक में बदल दिया है। धन्यवाद माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद।
रोको ना सपनों के तूफानों को, रोको ना जज्बों की उड़ानों को, रोको ना आंखों के निशानों को। आग जैसे बरसा दे ये इरादे, जिगरा है जिगरा है जिगरा है जिगरा है, जिगरे से निकलेंगी चिंगारियां।
We actually saw Mr. India over there, like the actual experiment. So if you are visiting Japan, make sure you learn how toilet works. There were octopus balls in Japan, and kuch logon ne they ate that octopus ball thinking that it's Manchurian. French fries, and then French fries, and then again French fries, and then chocos. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, I have met him 2 times. Everything is fully funded. That group has more brain cells than entire neighboring nations, I guess. So intro में बस इतना ही बोलना ना, 11th 12th में हूँ, पास में 50-50 चांस है क्योंकि रिजल्ट आई नहीं है।
So guys, these are our last few hours in Japan. We are walking on the streets. Everyone is enjoying.
Hi everyone, we are back with another video and I'm Antara Puranik. I'm the Chief Coordinator of India Sakura Science Club Alumni Association. And I went to Japan in 2018 as a high school student. And with me, I have my friend Miss Nandini. Please introduce yourself, Miss
Hi
Nandini.
everyone, my name is Nandini and I am also a coordinator, and I went to Japan in 2017 as a high school student again. And today we have Ashish with us, who also went as a high school student. We are going to talk about his experience in the Sakura Science Exchange program, and one special thing about him is that he met our Prime Minister Modiji. So we are going to talk about that as well. It's really unique. We are also going to talk about his future plans since he just completed his high school. A little more about Ashish. I found him on Twitter. He popped up on my Twitter feed and I reached out to him. Then we met in our alumni event in Delhi in February, where we had a lot of interesting conversations because we are both into tech. After that event, he has written an article for us, which is on our Sakura Science Club website. He has also been in the news in Japan. He's also a CTO for a company. He has won tons of hackathons and exhibitions. He has created so many projects. He has published research papers, and he also co-hosted Pariksha Pe Charcha with Modiji.
So thank you very much for that long intro. And so yeah, I am Ashish Kumar Verma. I am currently 17 years old. I am currently passed out, or I have a 50-50 chance of passing out because I have just given my board exam. So there is a 50-50 chance of whether I passed out or not. So I passed out from Dr. Rajendra Prasad Kendriya Vidyalaya, which comes under Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. And I'm currently working as an instructor and managing all the tech in a company. And then I have worked with several clients. And I have also into research. I have published 3 research papers as of now. And yeah, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, I have met him 2 times. One, I was co-hosting Pariksha with Charcha with him. And the second time, I showcased my research project called a product, which is an application that helps student teachers, storytellers, creators. So that was my second time meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Also a really good public speaker. He has spoken at events in IITs, right?
Yeah. So I have spoken in Google Dev Fests. I have spoken in Tata 1MG. I have spoken at Triple IT Delhi, IIT Delhi. So Yeah, so it's basically community-led events, and tech and science is like all about community and knowledge.
And all of that when you're still in high school, you've just completed high school.
Yeah, you can definitely see my trend. The more I join the competition, the lesser my marks in my main subjects. Okay, just kidding. But yeah, you have to compensate in both of the things.
How did you participate in the Sakura Science Exchange program in 2023?
Okay, so I went in July 2023 when I was in 12th standard, just completed 12th standard in April. The fun incident was my ma'am came to me and said, Japan jaoge? Like, would you go to Japan? And I was like, what? And it was all of a sudden. I was in my English class and she called out, hey, will you go to Japan? You have to book your tickets yourself. And everything was, I was like, um okay, I will go if I'm getting a chance, like you can do all my visa and stuff. And then it was like, no, you have to give all these things. So the procedure was like ki I have to give all my achievements, and Pariksha pe Charcha I've already hosted, so that was a plus point, but that was not enough. Because it was for science students, so I have to also showcase my science capabilities and how what I have done. So that time I have published 2 research papers in COVID-19 and in encryption. After that, I have also won the Inspire Award, so I have given that. So that's like the base criteria that was mentioned in the form, and then you have to, on top of that, I won all the hackathons, so I have to put all of those things. So then we went through a screening process in which in every region one student got selected from KVS and JNV, because our batch was like JNV and KVS batch was clubbed together, and then it went to Ministry of Education, and then we were selected. We were given all the things. It's good to have your passport ready. The passport we have to get ready by ourselves, and then visa was done through our organization, Kendra Vidyalaya Sangathan. Actually, our uh, organization and teachers took care of it. Our part was only to give our details, like which the Kendra Vidyalaya Sangathan gave all the names to ministry, like who is there. So in our batch there was 63 students, like our batch was like kind of a biggest batch of Sakura. So there was 63 students in our batch, so like the whole plane was ours, kind of. In our part we just have to get the passport ready through passport office, give all the details, and rest was done by our teachers and the organization.
Tell me about the timeline also. In which month did the teacher approach you and then you got your passports ready, then you finally went to Japan?
The information I got was in April, when our 11th just got finished. Then they told me that we have to get the passports ready because none of us had the passport, and many of them also get rejected due to a passport. So make sure that whether you are applying or not, get your passport ready at the first place, because that's the main hurdle. The rest is your achievements and all, but that's the main hurdle many of us faced. We have to apply through many different channels, make our connections ready, go to passport office. Then I got my passport in May, and then we have to submit those passport to our KVS headquarters with respective region headquarters. Like I have to submit to the headquarters, and then all the students across India have to mail their passport to the headquarters. So everyone passports were collected, then it was sent to Japan embassy with their passport size photo, their application and all, and then it was sent to Japan embassy, and then our passport came through Japan embassy. In the mid part, I lost some parts. So we gave our passport, and then we went to NCRT guest house. Like all the students were collected across India, and then they were sent to NCRT guest house. There was, I think, 2 or 3 guys whose passport unka naam aaya hi nahi. Like they were not being called, and they thought, is our passport lost? Like something like that. So that was a hiccup moment for everyone. And then also we have to change our currencies over there in yen. So everything was the every facility was in done in the guest house.
I want to ask a question from you and Antara both because I think you both had the same procedure. And
Yeah.
I want all the high school students watching this and who reach out to us to, inquire how do they get their school selected, because nobody knows how to get their school selected, apparently. So both of you have experience and you might know how your school got selected. So I want you to tell me. And the high school students watching this, go show this to your teachers, go show this to your principal because only they can do that.
Okay, so I just have one more channel through which many of the students, like one channel is Kendriya Vidyalaya and JNV. Like if you are in Kendriya Vidyalaya or JNV, like the central government schools, you have a greater chance, like not greater chance, but you get many opportunities related to central government. If not, there is one more channel which is through National Science Exhibition, like it was called Jawaharlal Nehru, like science exhibition. Today is called Rashtriya Bal Vaigyanik Pradarshani. So if you excel in that, you have chance of going Japan through NCRT. So that's one more channel of going. And then there is also public schools that come under CBSC. So actually, as far as I know, ministry sends these batches in different formats such as NCRT, KVS, JNV, CBSE schools, and private schools, something like this. Else you have to win some kind of competition.
My selection was not based on my marks or something, but I got selected in nationals in Jawaharlal Nehru National Science Exhibition for children. Now its name has changed to Rashtriya Bal Vaigyanik Puraskar. But I was the sole nationalist of that year in 2017 or 18, I think, in between the 2 years. So I got selected for the nationals in November. Then after that, the procedure started. Means I got to know that yeah, I can also go to Japan through Sakura. Then my principal sir told me about this program and asked me whether I have my passport ready or not. Then I said, yes, I have everything ready. Please select me. Then my passport got sent to Mumbai region. We have in the Mumbai headquarters is there for us. So through that, I got selected. And then in my group, we were 5 people from all over Kendriya Vidyalayas. From 2 were from South, one was from Orissa, and one was from West Bengal, and I was from Maharashtra. And they all got selected through various competitions conducted by KVS and NCRT. Like I was from Jawaharlal Nehru, one was from Social Science Exhibition, one was from some other competitions. So like that, through competitions also, if you get selected at national level, there will be a high chance of you getting selected for the Sakura program. So please do show your talent in science exhibitions. Please don't take it that science exhibitions are so like for other people. No. Please take part because I got selected through science exhibition.
The thing that she pointed, like that's really the necessary part, because in many of our, like in our batch, many of them only participated in national level and they also got selected. So the more you participate, like forget about winning and all, just participate and show what you have done, what have you built in that particular thing. I can even share the pointers. I think I have the pointers. So, like she mentioned, so this was the exact pointer. So, if you have won Inspire Award, if you have gone into international or national level hackathons, if you have won the NCSC, if you have participated in NCSC, that's the exact pointer. If you have participated in NCSC nationals, so if you have participated in any kind of science competition at some level, then you have a high chance. And if you participate more, then you have a more chance of getting into it.
So your chances go really, really high if you are into KV, first of all, if you are going to a KV school, or if you are going to any government affiliated school. Private schools are rare, huh?
Like they do have chance, like they have to show up in a government setup.
In my group, there were few students who were from some public school, like some local schools. I don't know the name of their school, but they got selected through Inspire, like Inspire Manak or Inspire Science Exhibition. There is no point that if you are from local school or some public school or private school, like there is no chance of going to Japan through Sakura. It is not like that. You can go, but if you want to go through ministry or some NCRT, so you have to take part in some science exhibitions or social science exhibitions which are conducted by NCRT or KVS. So
Show up in a government setup. kind of competition, like Rashtriya Bal Vigyanik Pradarshini, Inspire, NCSC, and all these things. Like they are open to private schools. So if you win there or even participate there and show up, that's how you have a maximum chance. Like even in KVS, all of us are not getting selected. One who have done something, because KVS give you the exposure, rest is all of your participation and how you perform. KVS and JNV just gives you all the exposure that you needed, and you can also get it the exact same exposure in private schools as well, or in local and public setups.
How many people from Kendriya Vidyalaya? What was your group number?
In my batch, there were 63 students, and equal, I guess. No, not equal, I guess. It was more from KVS, less from JNV.
If you were 63 people, then how many supervisors did you have?
We had 5 supervisors.
Such a big number. And this tells
Yeah.
you how much Japan wants Indian students to come and have an introductory visit, get inspired, come and study there again, get a job there, get settled there. So if they can spend
Yeah.
so much on 63 students, it just shows you how excited they are to invite more and more people every year. And applications are also out this year as well.
Tell us about your whole experience of visiting Japan. Like, how was your agenda there, and what you saw there, and which places you visited there?
Okay, so we visited the heritage and cultural places, and then we visited some universities. The universities was like the best parts because we actually made friends over there with Japanese friends, and then we moved on to some research centers, and from that I was the most intrigued part, because we can see, like I will tell afterwards to create a suspense. We actually saw Mr. India over there, like the actual experiment. So our typical day schedule was like, wake up, toilets were too advanced, to be honest, if you can relate. Like these are the real problems. So the toilets were little too much advanced. So if you are visiting Japan, make sure you learn how toilet works, because all of the things are written in Japanese, and you will be just guessing what this button will do, and you never know what that button will do. Then we packed up all our bags, and our reporting time every day was around 8:30. Have to do all the breakfast and all those things. The one incident I can recall from breakfast was there were octopus balls in Japan, and kuch logo ne they ate that octopus ball thinking that it's Manchurian. So you have to clearly see, like वहाँ पे intuition काम नहीं आता. You have to clearly read what's there in that particular case. Like if it's octopus balls, don't think that it's Manchurian. That's one part. Next up, we all packed our bags, and the typical day schedule was like they go on. So in the institution part, we visited 2 institutes, education institutes. One was Kyoto University, which is like the one of the best in Asia and in the world as well. I think it has ranked second in Asia in terms of research. First is Tokyo and second is Kyoto, the Kyoto University. And there we actually see all the different types of laboratories that they have, robotics laboratory. Then we also learned how you can change one element to another element, because lithium is in depreciation, and we can actually just uska side wala element we can do some modifications. Of course, it's going to be radioactive. I'm not going too scientific, but uh, amazing research, amazing laboratories. If you are getting a chance to study there, you should go. MEC scholarship is the way. And then we visited another university, which is kind like not a university, it's a school, Horikawa High School. There we got to interact with one and only a Nobel laureate in chemistry, Hiroshi Kitagawa. I also mentioned his name, which came in the newspaper, Bonko newspaper. So he actually ignited all the scientific how chemistry, because I used to hate chemistry, and after his talk I'm doing some research in chemistry. And there we also had many different activities, many different scientific activities, how it's how it feels to be studying in a Japanese school. So we got all the experience on, we studied with Japanese people. So I think those two were the most impactful in the whole journey, because we actually created connections and then we learned many things. And then like the Kyoto is the capital, and वो नहीं होती एकदम राजधानी टाइप कि एकदम कल्चरल, जहाँ पे एकदम वैसे लोग रहते हैं, एकदम ट्रेडिशनल ओल्ड वे टाइप्स जापानीज. सो इट वाज वेरी पीसफुल. लाइक इफ लाइक क्योटो एंड टोक्यो आर ऑपोजिट ऑफ ईच अदर. जितना हल्ला टोक्यो में है, लाइक द मोर क्राउडेड एंड द मोर chaos is in Tokyo, it's opposite in Kyoto. So if I were to choose in Kyoto and Tokyo, I would definitely choose Kyoto, because it's beautiful. So after visiting Japan, I was like, मैं मूवी में हूँ क्या किसी, like the like you can literally feel वहां पे हमेशा ऐसा रहता है. द एनवायरनमेंट इज लाइक इट्स ऑलवेज सुपर क्लीन. जैसे यहाँ पे बारिश नहीं होती, बारिश के बाद लाइक आफ्टर रेन द क्लाइमेट इज लाइक सुपर क्लियर, सुपर calm. It's always like there in Japan, specifically in Kyoto and Osaka. And we also did lots of fun. One instance is like our supervisors and coordinators were too chill. Like हमसे भी ज्यादा मस्ती वो करते थे. It was like that. So we were not allowed to go outside late night in the late night walks, but one of our supervisor took us to the harbor in late night. So it was like a pura Indian mahal bana diya tha humne wahan pe. After coming from Japan, you are definitely gonna miss all those things. What you did in Japan with your friends, because when we first met, हम नहीं जानते थे एक दूसरे को, but at the end, like in just 1 week, we have the strongest bond. And then in the institute, there was one more part. I think it was Riken Computer Science. So we were seeing the computer, the Fugaku supercomputer. According to the stats, Fugaku supercomputer is the world's best computer. Why I'm saying the world's best computer? Because USA has the super fastest computer. Fugaku is the second number. Despite being so fast, it's super green. Like it doesn't generate all those crap in very low resources, super clean. And I think it's because Japanese people are very connected to their nature, and it's in their blood to save their nature. And despite being so much connected to the nature, they are super advanced in all of their stuff. So I think this blend is very beautiful in their innovations and technology. The Mr. India part, where there is one instance, like everyone in India has seen the Mr. India movie. Like there is a man, red light padti hai to dikh jata hai, and then it's invisible in all the other lights. Exact same concept is in Japan. Like I will give you the video. You can put somewhere over here the video. But in that, when blue light comes, the rat is visible, and if not, the rat is, just disappears. And they do it through there is a pigment called hemoglobin in biology. So if you are from biology, hemoglobin is there, which so they actually extracted all the hemoglobin, and that resulted in that transparent rat.
It's like you said, absorption of light. So we have hemoglobin in our body, so that absorbs the light.
In which hotel did you stayed in Japan, and how was the food there? Like, how was your
Okay.
breakfast and lunch and dinner?
So the hotel was Hotel Fukurasia. दिख रहा है क्या? अच्छा दिख रहा है, चलो. Okay. So regarding the food, I think this is also an important part to cover. Like the first is the toilet. Like these are the serious parts. You have to learn how to use them. Okay. And the second is the food part, because these are the two main survival skills in Japan. So in the food part, if you are non-veg, then you will have a little bit of great time than the veg ones, because most of the dish, most 95% are non-veg. For veg, we had a solution of eating noodles, and in that also, in that store, we only got one noodle from ramen, which doesn't have any sort of non-veg stuff. And make sure you learn how to use this smartphone device and scan and read out those Japanese lines because we always have our scanner open and we just put it on the in the ingredients part and check if there is any kind of non-veg. If you're non-veg, you will still have a little bit of tough time, because chicken is there, but along with that there is also uh, pork, beef, octopus. Make sure that you learn how to eat cabbage, the raw cabbage, not fried and all, cornflakes and all those things, because now you have only 3 to 4 items left. Mine was French fries, and then French fries, and then again French fries, and then chocos. If you want to survive, like it's just a matter of 7 days. Like मेरे बैच में था कि उसने बहुत सारे अपने घर से बीकानेर से he took lot and lot of food items. So I actually survived, क्योंकि 7 दिन में ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. They will still get you through Indian restaurants, तो वहाँ पे समोसा वगैरह सब मिल जाएगा. If you are visiting Japan, make connections and speak out, because वहाँ पे क्या था कि there were most of them were good in networking. Like networking क्या मतलब, हम ही थे तो हमसे बात करेगा वो, तो उसमें networking का ऐसा कुछ like there is not much part of role, but still there were some people who were constantly in their rooms locked, because वहाँ पे launch था. There were launch area, we will do all the stuff there, because रात रात भर कोई सोता नहीं था. But there were some people who were like constantly scrolling Instagram in Japan. They were not doing any fun stuff. I've observed those people as well. So don't be like them. Instagram वहाँ पे भी सेम चलता है, यहाँ पे भी सेम चलता है. So if you want to get the most out of that experience, I would say, I would recommend you to take a good phone and capture the very captivating moments. I have like 10 GB of data of just photos and memories, because that's not gonna come back to you. It's only in the form of the digital data. Second, make good memories with everyone. Don't fight, because there were, क्योंकि वहां पे थोड़ा बहुत अनबन हो जाता है, बट मेक श्योर यू डोंट फाइट एट ऑल. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, पार्टिसिपेट इन ऑल द एक्टिविटीज विद फुल एंथुजियाज्म, बिकॉज वहां पे कुछ साइंटिफिक एक्टिविटीज भी हुई थी. सम ऑफ देम वर नॉट टेकिंग इंटरेस्टेड एंड दे वर स्टिल लाइक छोड़ो क्या हो जाता है. बट seriously, those were like the activities. We were actually making hydrogen engine. Like कहाँ मिलता है ये सब chances बनाने का? So I think all those things combined, and make sure you keep all those digital devices side. If you are talking to somebody, just talk and get the most out of that experience. सार यही है कि just live the moment. Don't just scroll and watch the TV and all those things. And yeah, just one last thing. There is in the end, one student have to represent India to give a speech in the last day, the farewell ceremony. And the supervisors actually select that particular student based on their, of course, the vocal skills. Second, how good he was in a trip, how good the connections were, well he communicated with the professors, how he behaved every day. So these are all the parameters that supervisors have. I got the chance to represent India at the last final speech. To be honest, that was again the best moment. Like, you have been selected from thousands of people, and then you again get a chance to represent India, to speak in front of Mongolian embassy. I forgot how many countries were there, but there are 4 to 5 countries within your batch. You actually get to speak in front of really high dignitaries.
How did you felt after meeting Nobel laureate, and what experience you had after meeting him?
I would say phenomenal, because you can actually see, or एक होता है ना कि whenever you meet those people who are like at the top position, like Nobel Prize, it's not everyone cup of tea. Like India में कितना Nobel Prize winner हुए हैं? CV Raman हुए थे, but after India has got independence, there are none. Like the Nobel Prize winner had that aura in passion. Like if you just listen how passionately he was talking about chemistry, even student like me who didn't like chemistry at all got a little inspiration that like I should even do some kind of research or some kind of application based approach in that chemistry part. Now we were also given chance to ask questions to the Nobel laureate. As my field is, I asked how we can connect chemistry to computer science. Because I always like, because as you know my background, I always connected different things together to create something. So he told me about molecular biology, that has a lot of chemistry in it. So he told me that I could create a semantic pipeline to whenever there is another outbreak such as COVID-19, like this, like he advised me based on my previous research work. Like if there is any kind of outbreak like COVID-19, I can create a pipeline in which I just put up the virus RNA and it will spit out the most closest drug that binds or docks to that particular virus, so that we don't have to wait, as in COVID-19, we have to wait at least 3 to 4 months to get that remdesivir result. So we don't have to wait that long and, lost so many and millions of lives just to get that particular thing. So I think this idea, by listening to his lecture, I think some kind of like it was in my back in the mind, but after listening to them, I was like, Ki, I should work on this and it would be really great. And I'm telling you, so if someone listens to this and he works on this idea, I don't want any kind of credit, because if I create, it's also good for humanity. If someone else create, that's also good. I can build on top of that, they can build on top of that. So I think that's how the scientific community thrives.
After coming back to India, how your life changed and what was your feeling after coming back to India?
So after coming back to India, we have first realization that we have to leave all our friends behind. So at the last day, everyone was like crying. In the first day, no one even talked to each other. Like सब अपने में मस्त थे कि I don't want to talk to you. मतलब ऐसे मतलब stranger type नहीं होता. We have a resistance towards each other कि अभी मतलब मैं कैसे सामने जाके बात करूँ. I think it was all science people or studious people except me, क्योंकि सब पढ़ने वाले थे. So I think that was the main reason it first day. But at last day, when everyone left, वो खाली खाली महसूस नहीं होता थोड़ा अंदर से, and everyone's like completely blank. ये क्या हो रहा है हमारे साथ? Everyone is just leaving, and we have to go back to our old life. And I think change is necessary, but that particular moment was like the most emotional part. Because everyone was crying. If none of them cried, we would have felt less impact. But the first instance was girl cried and then everyone cried, including the boys. Yeah, so that was, and then 2 to 3 days after that, we were feeling completely blank. We are also connected right now. We are chatting. Like आज ही मैसेज आया उस ग्रुप में. Like the group is never dead from that month. क्योंकि हमेशा क्या होता था, groups are dead after a certain period of time. And अभी फिर से उनका मैसेज आया है. That kind of bonding that we have with respect to the everything. And after that, so after coming from Japan, filled with amazing knowledge, filled with inspiration, filled with what to do next. So I basically I was invited by Ministry of Education and Skill Entrepreneurship to give a talk in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. There was a skill based, I think it was called, like you can look into newspaper, it was called entrepreneurship, kind of like motivating students to do entrepreneurship. As I was already had a startup. So after that, so they were really inspired of Japan. So and they there I even talked about how you can study and how you can go into Japan. Then after that, yeah, so after that I again met Prime Minister Narendra Modi. After coming from Japan, you in society you kind of have a different image. Like अरे वो जापान से आया है, अरे वो वहां वहां मिला था, अरे वो नोबेल प्राइज विनर से मिला था, ऐसे मतलब you get that sense of responsibility and pride after visiting Japan. So I think, because if you just see the statistics, many of the students apply for going abroad. How many get selected, and how many of them get selected in this kind of prestigious program in which you have this much facility, plus you don't have to give a single penny to go, to live, to eat. Like everything is fully funded.
How did you get selected to co-host Pariksha Pe Charcha with Modiji, and then the second time you got to present your project in front of him, right? Share those experiences, and also how was your personal interaction with him? Like you're talking to the Prime Minister of India and that to Modiji.
There is actually or I would say a very rigorous process in the selection, because as the result, you are meeting the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi. He's not only the Prime Minister of India, but now a renowned leader in the whole world. So the process is, like, I would not say really hard, but yeah, you have to get all those tools, I would say, in your backpack. The tools I means you have to be the first one is the speaking skills. You need to have a really great speaking skills, not in terms of English, because there वहाँ पे हमें हिंदी बोलना होता है. So you have to be really great in Hindi speaking, not English speaking. So that's the first part. The selection process में हमें हिंदी संस्कृत के श्लोक बुलवाए जाते हैं. So that's like if someone is thinking like you have to be speaking, public speaking is only how you you speak in English. That's not the case in this selection. You have to really be great in Hindi language or Hindi command. The whole selection process is like this. I would summarize this really quick. First, you have to upload your video to your principal first. At school level, there is a lot of selections. Then it goes to district level. There it's filtered out. Then it goes to the head region level. There it's filtered out. Till then, you have no control. Like once your video is out there, that's the best you have. And in this, I would like to really thank my mentors and teachers who constantly guided me how like यहाँ पे थोड़ा गलत बोल दिया है. 2 इंसिडेंट हुए थे at परीक्षा पे चर्चा. The first thing was कि we were anchoring, right? और वहाँ पे होता क्या था, that's the behind the scenes that I'm gonna tell you. तो वहाँ पे like मोदी जी बोल रहे हैं, like they have given all the talks पॉइंटर्स. सो वहां पे जो हमारे मेंटर्स होते हैं आर ट्रेनर्स एट परीक्षा पे चर्चा. तो वहां पे क्या होता है, जो भी मोदी जी बोल रहे होते हैं दे आर राइटिंग दैट और समराइजिंग दैट. तो वहां पे क्या होता है, द मोमेंट प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज फिनिश्ड गिविंग हिज टॉक, मोमेंट ही फिनिशेस द आंसर, एंकर्स को जाकर वहां पे बताना होता है कि मोदी जी ने अभी क्या बोला एंड नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है. तो वहां पे ऐसा क्या हुआ कि आई डिडंट लिसन टू व्हाट मोदी जी वाज सेइंग. एंड देन व्हाट हैपेंड वाज देयर वर 2 इंस्टेंस. वन में उन्होंने बोला कि धन्यवाद. सो जैसे उन्होंने धन्यवाद बोला तो हमें जाना होता है कि वापस से बोलने के लिए कि धन्यवाद प्रधानमंत्री जी, आपने ये किया वो ऐसे करके. तो उसमें क्या हुआ, मैं एक बार भूल गया. तो अब ऑडियंस बोल रही है कि एंकर्स गए कहाँ, और फिर सब हंस रहे और फिर एकदम से बोलते हैं ये एंकर्स कहाँ गए.
एंकर.
बस फिर मेरे को वो लाइन सुनाई दिया और मैं लाइक ओ शिट, अब तो मैं गया. क्योंकि it's not a normal show ना, like prime minister is there with you, सामने education secretary, IAS, like the full IAS battalion, everyone is there, शिक्षा मंत्री, like every sort of mantris. Like if the prime minister is there, then you don't have any point of making mistakes. Although it was not like वो भी हंसी रहे थे. एंड देन देयर वाज वन मोर इंस्टेंस और आई वाज लाइक कि मेरे साथ ही क्यों हो रहा है ये. अब मुझे तो ये बोला गया था कि कमिश्नर मैम ने कि देखो वहां पे हंसना नहीं, क्योंकि अगर तुम हंसना स्टार्ट किए तो फिर तुम बोल नहीं पाओगे लाइंस अपने अच्छे से, तो पूरा शो खराब हो जाएगा, और ये लाइव होता है तो गलती को तो गुंजाइश नहीं है. अब उन्होंने ऐसी बात बोल दी, अब मेरे को हंसी इतनी आ रही है. सो अब मुझे ही वहां पता है कि मैंने अपने हंसी कैसे कंट्रोल की. और ऐसा नहीं कि वो बोल के बोले हाँ आगे बढ़ो, वो ऐसे बोल रहे स्टूडेंट है क्या,
ये स्टूडेंट है क्या.
एंड देन ही स्टार्टेड लाफिंग लुकिंग एट मी. एंड मैं उनको देख रहा था कि प्लीज प्लीज मत हंसाइए, मुझे मत हंसाइए अभी. सो that's how it was, that there is a website PM Modi, narendramodi.in. तो so that उनमें उन्होंने मेरे जो AI वाला फीचर था, so he told me to integrate that particular feature in his website. सो अभी वो करने का ट्राई कर रहे हैं. बट अगर आप एग्जीबिशन करते हो उनके सामने, दैट्स एन एड ऑन कि हाउ वेल योर प्रोजेक्ट इज एंड हाउ वेल योर स्किल्स आर. सो सेकंड टाइम आई चोज एग्जीबिशन. आई चोज क्या मतलब वही मिला मुझे. सो इन एग्जीबिशन देयर आर द एग्जैक्ट सेम स्टेप्स like how you are selected for Japan Science Sakura. You have to present your project in Rashtriya Bal Vaigyanik Pradarshani, and they are given higher priority Pradarshani part, because वहाँ पे हमें एक live model present करना होता है, like a working model. And in NCSC and all those competitions, it's most of them is theory, like कि क्या कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. एंड इन सो इफ यू आर इन राष्ट्रीय बाल वैज्ञानिक प्रदर्शनी, यू आर हैविंग अ रियली ग्रेट चांस. एंड देन हर बार क्या होता है कि फॉर्म रिलीजेस, और ये बहुत जल्दी में होता है द एग्जीबिशन थिंग. तो अगर किसी को आफ्टर कमिंग फ्रॉम जापान, द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट यू डू इन अ वीडियो इज स्टार्ट विथ, Hi, my name is Ashish. I have gone into Japan Science and Sakura. There I presented my project and this is my project. So if you started like this, you have a higher chance of getting selected in Pariksha Pe Charcha. And to be honest, it's a great experience explaining your project, and that actually shows what impact and value your project can actually create.
What are your future plans from now?
I will give a broad view because, as we know, future is really unexpected. Just you can see the AI landscape has come. No one has thought even about it. But like I see my future as the goals that I have to achieve rather than what I have to do. Like the PhD and bachelor's thing is like the normal path that you go, because that's how you gain the education of doing, like that's how you gain the powers, I would say. Like bachelor's may and all those education is the power that you get to create something amazing. So the first pointer would be to revive old engineering and to bridge engineering and research. I would मैं लास्ट में बताऊंगा क्यों. Why would everyone should pursue engineering, like for science people. अब मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा कि सबको ही इसमें जाना है, पर why should everyone see research and engineering with the same eyes in last. So first one is to revive old engineering. I do it through my talks, like don't just focus on technology and always see the bigger picture on how you can, what things you can do with STEM rather than just STEM means science, technology, engineering, mathematics. STEM वालों को पता होता है, but recently I gave a talk तो उसमें STEM को लोग टहनी समझ रहे थे, branches of the tree. So so that's the main. Second is I want to do research in AI. So मेरे background से पता लग ही गया होगा कि I'm interested in AI, but not the AI that this I would say the trending AI news that's happening over these things, such as Mid Journey, DALI. These are the trending AI, which is kind of but no use to humanity. If you would see clearly, अगर डाली होता, सोरा होता, नहीं होता, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता इनसे. There is another paper that has released, been like the things I'm more focusing on. There is paper one released by Google DeepMinds कि इसमें climate change को we can predict it in very low computational cost plus very efficiently in just few hours, जो कि हमें लगता था अभी few weeks and very great computational power. तो हमने देखा कि AI ने कैसे help किया, that is actually useful to humanity. So that's my main area of research. So that revolves around how you can actually create impact using AI research, because AI is not just for image generation and video generation kind of thing, जो कि अभी सबने narrow down कर दिया है AI को, because obviously the trends सबको एक जगह ही डाल दिया है. Then is to create a semantic pipeline for drug discovery, because that's a hard one to create. तो अभी मेरे को biology, computer science, molecular biology and all those things. So I would definitely do all those educational background. तो मैं वो सारे educational powers लूंगा पहले to be able to do all of these things. So that's my future plan first. Then exploring interdisciplinary kind of things. So interdisciplinary in the sense, just I have mentioned, to combine different disciplines, because I think like it's in my opinion, the every field has kind of reached its saturation. Even computer science has reached its saturation. AI में अब क्या नया आएगा? More good models, but that's just the saturation. Like more good models is the saturation. अब उसके आगे there is no major breakthrough that we can have. Major breakthrough is like mixing two fields together and then creating something new, such as NVIDIA is doing with generative AI, and then doing all those robotics kind of things to basically help the humanity. So that's my major part. And coming to the last, why I told research and engineering both rather than just one, because research actually gives you the power to push the boundaries of what's possible. So that's research part. Like we do all this research, do PhD. So that's how we push the borders of what's possible. In AI also, we have pushed many boundaries. Like किसी ने सोचा भी नहीं था कि we can do image generation. But after that, we have the engineering part, which translates that possibility into the world. अब इसका मतलब क्या है कि वी क्रिएटेड द एआई मॉडल्स, बट नॉर्मल यूजर तो नहीं समझ पाता ना व्हाट इज द एआई मॉडल. मतलब देयर इंजीनियरिंग प्लेज अ मेजर रोल कि how you can ship it to normal humans so their lives can be more easier. So I think that's my overall major goal in my mind, that what I have to achieve. And in the between all those things in like bachelor's, masters, doing different jobs in many different firms and all those things, experimenting with different things. So that's compact with it. But yeah, the major goal is this.
You're also looking into Japanese universities and mixed scholarship, right?
Yeah, like I've done the full research on mech scholarship as of now. और लास्ट में व्हेन यू कम फ्रॉम जापान, ये पहले नहीं था, अब आपके पास ये फीचर है, अब जो भी नए जाएंगे, फर्स्ट आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक नंदिनी दीदी, अंतरा दीदी एंड देयर फेलो coordinators, because they have created a group in which all the alumni have joined together. I think that's the greatest initiative, because वहाँ पे if you just see, हर डोमेन के लोग हैं. लाइक इफ यू नीड हेल्प इन any sort of domain, from software engineering to biology to chemistry to mathematics, like just think of any science related field, there is one guy in that group who has done PhD or doing postdoc and any kind of stuff there. So I think that's the most important thing that you can get, because as you say, in this digital era world, like your net worth is your how many connections that you have currently today. So I think that group, and it's not like, I would be not wrong to say, like that group has more brain cells than entire neighboring nations, I guess. So
ये सब ग्रुप का स्पेशल थैंक्स मिस नंदिनी को ही जाता है, क्योंकि she is the only one who got this idea and created this group, and जो भी मेहनत है, हार्ड वर्क है, वो उसका ही है.
yeah, and you can also see how humble every Sakura Science alumni is. Like they don't want to take credits, they just do, because you started this thing, right? And then everyone in the team is upbringing that particular initiative. So I think, if you get into Sakura Science Club and then you come into our group, you will definitely see lot of great minds over there. You just ask who will help me in that particular field, let's say biology, computer science, there would be one guy who is like expert in it.
Thank you so much. And he's absolutely right. If you are Sakura Science Club members, you should join all of our social media channels. WhatsApp channel being the most important one, because in that you're also directly connected to the Japanese officials that you met during your visits. Any advice for people? I think you can only speak on high school students part. So any advice for high school students that are going to apply this year?
I would suggest, if you are from ninth, because there, agar ye koi ninth wala dekh raha hai, like in 11th also, you can do major things, because to be honest, मैं अंडमान में था, there was not much resources or opportunities that you can get in Andaman. My father is in defense, so posting hota hai. So I lived 3 years in Andaman, which is 8th, 9th, and 10th. And in 12th, I got the selection for Japan. Up to 10th, I didn't get much opportunities. The only opportunity that I got in there was writing a research paper on COVID-19 and winning the national medal in India, which is in web technology. So that were the two opportunities that I got. After that, everything, like even the Inspire Award I got in Andaman, but everything after that point I did in 11th. Like all the things, internships, 2 research papers, and all this 10 hackathons and all this, many different things, I did it in 1 year. So it's very possible to do all the things and build your profile according to what a Sakura program needs. But yeah, you really need to look out what opportunities are there. Don't miss any kind of competition that you can, that your teachers are telling, like there is one Olympiad competition, there is one. Register for everything. You will still get a participation certificate, and at least you can write in your form that I have participated in physics Olympiad, this is karke. You can actually write in all of these things. So and then eventually you will also win, because एक point के बाद experience हो जाता है कि what this, like मेरे भी पहले hackathons हारे, फिर then I continuously won the hackathons, because then you get an idea of what it takes to win. Simple answer would be to explore as much as you can with balancing your studies, because अगर तुम 11th में fail ही हो गए तो फिर then you don't have any chance. I would suggest कि like मैंने ये बहुत देखा है कि पीपल जस्ट ड्रॉप स्टडीज, लाइक पूरा ड्रॉप कर देते हैं, and they think college is nothing and all that, but that's still not the case. You still need that education, because education gives you the power. And thinking about all these things, try to manage. And it's super easy. You just have to reduce your screen time, your Instagram time, and it's super easy to manage all these things. Not super easy, but yeah, manageable.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Ashish. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for sharing your experience. I think you will inspire a lot of people because you've achieved so much and you have gained so many experiences in different genres already. Just you've completed high school, so that's so amazing. That's why I wanted to have this chat with you. I was really intrigued by our chat.
So yeah, thank you very much for having me. So it's great to be contributing in such a beautiful family. As I always say in my Twitter post, let Sakura bloom. Let this community bloom just like the beautiful Sakura tree.
Arigato.
Yeah. Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato gozaimasu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Feel free to reach out to him or us. And if you are a Sakura Science Club member and if you want us to interview you, please comment down below. We will reach out to you, or just reach out to us on our social media handles. We provide all the social media handles in the description below. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
क्या हाल है आशीष?
क्या हाल? जो हाल है वही होना। मतलब देखेंगे ना लोग, तो उनको सही इन्फॉर्मेशन पहुंचनी चाहिए। पता चला मैंने बोल दिया कि कॉमर्स वाले भी दे सकते हैं, तो हो गया। जब आपने बोला था ना कि ये बहुत लोग को पता नहीं है, इसलिए तो ये चला रहे हैं। तो अवेयरनेस होना चाहिए, वरना मेरे को भी नहीं पता चलता तो मैं तो कभी नहीं जुड़ता इनसे।
ये दिखाना मत।
ये तो दिखेगा।
इसको
तो
ये
आएगा।
ब्लूपर्स में
हाँ।
में डाल देते हैं। मैंने माइक्रोस्कोप में सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया था कि वो कंटिन्यूअसली माइक्रोस्कोप से इमेजेस लेगा एंड देन कंप्यूटर विजन के प्रिंसिपल से उनको स्टिच कर देगा। सो इट्स लाइक अ 3D मॉडल।
बायोलॉजी तो यार अब वो एनवीडिया के सीईओ ने भी बोल दिया ना कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल बायोलॉजी वाज जस्ट यूज्ड इन साइंस, नाउ इट इज गोइंग टू बी यूज्ड इन इंजीनियरिंग एज वेल, क्योंकि वो जो a line of robots that he just introduced,
हाँ
and all of this
मतलब
is
हुआ।
content. Okay, we can use everything.
अच्छा हाँ तो
And
मतलब
Matindi, open up.
आधा तेरा इश्क आधा मेरा, ऐसे हो पूरा चंद्रमा। ओ तारा तेरा एक तारा मेरा, बाकी अंधेरा आसमां। न तेरे संग लागे बांधे जो पीपल पे धागे, इस सुरम के धारे बहते हैं नजरे बचा के। बदरंग में सतरंगा है ये इश्क रे, जोगी में और गंगा है ये इश्क रे। बदरंग में सतरंगा है ये इश्क रे, जोगी में और गंगा है ये इश्क रे। माथे से लगा लूं हाथ, छू के मैं पैर तेरे।